Right on, guys. Well, thank you so much for doing this. So our podcast is about your journey in the music industry and how you guys got to form Hey King and how you got to where you are today. So,
all right, I'm not gonna let Natalie do that one. Have fun, babe.
well, did you guys both? Are you both from Southern California?
Oh God.
No, I'm from Tucson, Arizona, actually.
Tucson, Arizona. Tell me about growing up there.
It was well, kind of small town, you know, and it was really normal, and I was very weird, and it just I needed to not be like it was. I loved it for a while, and then I started growing up and realized that I don't love this. I love the sunsets and the monsoon seasons, and there's some spectacular places and views in Arizona that I will never see anywhere else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, my heart is definitely like some of it's there. But like, as far as like opportunities, I grew up in a small town outside of Tucson called Vail, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Natalie's been there on the map. When we Google it, we have a thing called Googling it, where can you explain what Googling it is?
No, well, I Google Earth problems. So like, if I'm really upset about something, I'll do the Google Earth thing where I'll like try and look at it from like my neighborhood and then my city and then my and just like it doesn't seem so big when you Google Earth. You're like, what's going on in your world?
Yeah.
I
like that.
But when you Google Earth, like Vail, Arizona, it's like the funniest. I mean, it's like desert and shrubbery. We found a shop that was like, I thought it was like I don't even know, like a porn store or like a pot store or something. And we came in. Well, I did. I was like, what has like magic store like on the side of the road in the desert?
It was a magic shop, Natalie. It was for real magic shop.
There was a man like in his 80s and his wife like on a rocking chair, and he was just got magic tricks for you, and then like and then he just did random magic tricks on the side of the desert. It was the greatest. I love it.
It's a road.
Was any good?
You can call it a road. Yeah, he was great, and he like it was one of the only like 3 roads in Vail, Arizona.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun growing up there. I think since there wasn't a lot of stuff, we had to really like use our imaginations, and I was always playing like I'm always playing pretend, like ninja, fighting, fight club, a lot of fighting, like fun fighting between my friends.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, it was either like you used your imagination and you started creating like worlds of your own, or you did drugs and you went into the worlds that the drugs took you into. So,
Right.
yeah.
Very cool. How did you get into music?
I've always been in bands. I started playing music, I don't know, just like messing around on a guitar that my friends and I found, like that was half thrown out, half like on the side of the road, just, hey, you can have it if you want.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And then like my friend Maddie from preschool and kindergarten, she was always taking piano lessons and was always, you know, doing keyboard stuff. And so I was like, this is a great time. Let's play Rock Band. And we would just like play, I don't know. And then I am so not good at answering things today. No, but I was in a band and we did like a lot of post-rock. Like my first real band was like a really weird emo core thing, and we did like Battle of the Bands Tucson. And then my second band was like kind of way different from that, and it was like post-rocky, like, you know, shoegaze kind of stuff, and that was fun. And we actually got to do a showcase in Tucson and Phoenix for like best of Southern Arizona's rock, and that was really
cool.
neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just always really into acting and filmmaking so much more. And I think when we were about to get our first break as like that band, I also got cast in a feature film that was shooting out in LA. And so I talked to my bandmates. I'm like, hey, like I'm gonna go. You guys can replace me, and best of luck. And I left.
Peace.
Yeah. Yeah, not the proudest of my moments, but they knew.
Wow.
They knew where my like heart was.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's awesome. So you got to be you were an actress then, or you were acting, like all through high school, or like how that work?
Yeah, that was my main thing. I was a stunt performer at Old Tucson Studios in Arizona, where the spirit of the old West comes alive, y'all. And I would do
A
like
stunt
shut up,
performer.
Natalie.
What?
Yeah, I would fall off roofs. I would fall off horses. I would do the can, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you should
gosh.
look it up. It's actually like a tourist like thing. And then every Halloween they do this thing called Nightfall, and that's the scariest.
Where's
It's
it
like a
called? What's it called? What's the place called?
Old Tucson Studios. It's where all like the John Wayne movies were made, the like Randy Newman films. It's like really cool.
Rad. I'm looking up right now. I'm gonna save it
Yeah.
on my browser. The thing here.
For when the pandemic stops and we can finally like go and
Yeah.
interact with people normally.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
I'm gonna go there, and then I'm gonna swing by that magic shop.
Oh my God. Place is amazing.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, so that's what took you to LA then, was the film,
Yeah.
the movie that
acting.
you're gonna be in. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Natalie, where did you grow up? You didn't, not Arizona?
No, oh God, no. Sorry, no offense.
None's taken. It's fine. It's totally
I was
fine.
born in London, Ontario, Canada, but I lived mostly between like Carlsbad, Encinitas, and Montreal. So.
Oh wow. Okay. So you grew up here in San Diego.
Yeah, mostly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I didn't have any idea. That's so cool. So
Yeah.
did you go to like high school in Carlsbad and all that too?
I went to the San Diego Academy in Encinitas. Yeah.
Oh wow. You went there. John Foreman and Eddie Vedder and
Yeah, he used to come to school, and like Blink-182 used to come by the school. All these random, there's some really cool artists that were there.
yeah. I mean that school is like has so many artists that have came out of it. It's crazy.
Oh, you're upside down, babe.
Yep.
What happened? But yeah, so between that, yeah, where a lot of my friends was in Montreal.
Very cool. So how did you get into music?
Oh man. I started really early, like at like 4 or 5. We had like a little piano and keyboard, and then I was given it's kind of a fucked up story. My biological father's sister committed suicide, I guess, and I never met her or anything, and I don't know him either, but they gave us a guitar, and so I started playing on her guitar as like a 5 or 6-year-old, and my mom would teach me like Simon and Garfunkel and like random like little stuff. And so I wrote my first song at like 6, and I have it still in like big blue writing on this like white journal about like being
cool.
Like this really cool song that like I still know. And so it just kind of started there. And then I started playing guitar like for real, and had like songs I performed on the radio and stuff by like the time I was in 6th grade, I think. And we did like all types of really cool shit.
Wow. What station were you? What, like, did you do like?
We did like a thing. I think it was like 92.1 or something that we were
maybe.
apart, and they had us come up and like play on the radio. And then I ended up like on the World Cup soundtrack for the Olympics and like some other really cool stuff that happened. And so I was playing full time like forever.
And this is when you were like 16, you said?
Yeah, I did music.
Oh man.
New York to go to school, but to also like do music, and then I got sick, and so my whole career went away, and I started from scratch like 5 years ago, and that's how Hey King came out.
Okay. So you moved to New York. You moved to New York to pursue music?
Well, to go to Columbia University, and then also to play music. I just felt like city to go. I would like burn CDs of my shit and go run around and pass them out, and met tons of people, and our bands would play everywhere. And it got really like right before I got sick, I got flown out to meet with Randy Jackson over at his studios, and like some people like that. It was really cool.
Wow.
And so stuff was like moving, and then I kind of lost all of it, and then started Hey King, which is kind of how that came about, was like a brand new project.
A new thing. So when you were out of Columbia and before you got sick, were you were like with the Randy Jackson thing, like you were just playing solo? Were you solo, or did you have like a band together?
And I had like a violinist, a bassist, guitar, drummer, that whole setup. And Randy Jackson I actually met because I snuck into a Joan Jett concert in and found him backstage and gave him the CD. And then I
Really?
emailed me like 3 days later and was like, I listened to this on the plane and blah, blah, blah. And like, can you come out here? And I was like, are you joking? Like, I totally thought it was a trick. Because I used to just I'd sneak backstage everywhere I could to try to find the people that were like in with the band and be like, hey, you like this? Like this? Da, 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 da.
That's cool.
I didn't have a clue how to get our music anywhere. The cover of the CD just said, if you like it, burn it for your friends. And it had like,
I love that. That's cool.
Yeah. Back when CDs were a thing.
Yeah. Oh
Great.
man. So then you got sick. I did read that you had Lyme disease you got or something. Like I'm horrible.
Bartonella, these 2 co-infections. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh. And
4.5 years or so.
wow.
Yeah. So I didn't even know I'd ever play music again because I couldn't write or talk or read or anything. So this was like that's really cool to be able to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it took like 4 years for like everything to kind of come back?
I'd say longer than that. I mean, 4 years was just them figuring it out and the like major treatment. And then I continued with like physical therapy and everything. I'd say in medication up until like 2015 was probably like getting back to like somewhat of a normal existence.
Wow. Yeah. What now? How are you? Are you
All right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, do you have to like go back and get checked and all that stuff, or like, how does it work?
Stay away. I kind of feel like I hit a point where I can do all the things that I love doing. Like, I can't believe we get to like tour together and get on the road and like do all this cool shit, and I can drive and play music. So I'm good. I mean, I probably have more pain and like weird symptoms than other people, but I just kind of live with it now. I don't try to,
Yeah. Well,
fix where I feel like I'm okay.
yeah, that's good. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. That's crazy. Well, then, how did you and Taylor meet and start Hey King? How did that all happen?
Hey. Well, there's 2 kind of different things. Taylor and I, do you want to tell them how we met? That's so funny. No. We met, my brother was having a birthday party for Scripps Hospital to raise money for Scripps he's an actor and a stand-up comedian, so he was doing this big event at Ace of Cakes.
Wait, LA Children's Hospital.
For Children's Hospital, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So everybody brought gifts for kids, and he like did this whole event for Children's Hospital around his birthday. And so I was there, and Taylor had been asked out on a date by this guy, 5 times before he said yes, as like friend.
Yeah, and then I was like, listen, I ain't interested. I don't mind. Like, I've never seen like the Walk of Fame before, like walking down Hollywood. Yeah. Made sure to pay for my own stuff. Was not going to lead him on.
I went, and while he was out, he got a text saying like, you have to come to this event, and like, you need to come over here now. Because it's whatever, paparazzi and random shit. And so he brought Taylor and like, saw each other from across the room, and it was one of those like, she was just so fucking cool, and there were so many like strange people there, but she was like in a hoodie and like torn jeans and like so way too cool for like the shit that was going on. It was awesome.
From Arizona. I was pretty much just from Arizona.
But
she came up to me, and I don't know, I just like, I didn't want to just do like a normal hi, and because I don't know, she was breathtaking and had this air about her that was so fucking cool. And so I put up my hand, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, nice to meet you, I'm Taylor. And then I start doing a handshake, and it's like not a normal fucking like secret handshake. It's a very weird, intricate, there's like thumbs that go places and like your wrist turn, and she knew it. It
was my secret handshake with my best friend when I was like in 3rd grade, and it was also hers. I've never met another person.
Yeah, no, I've never met another person that knows this handshake but Natalie. That's it.
Like, we just did this entire intricate, stupid thing, and we're like, it was crazy. So we ended up going for a walk.
So we left together.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. I had started Hey King about a year before, and we were playing a lot of really cool stuff. We were playing House of Blues in LA. We played the El Rey for an event, and
Wow.
it was sick. And Taylor had like heard the music, and of course it was like a huge part of my life. And I knew she was an incredible actress, but I didn't know like her music side at all until she started like singing along to stuff and coming up with harmonies and just kind of like being incredible. And my bandmates at the time were like, why isn't she like, get her up here? Like, oh my God, you guys sound amazing together. And so I wrote this new song, Half Alive. It was actually the first one we ever did together. And it was like,
Oh, wow.
double vocal thing. Let's start here and see. And so she actually, the first show we did was like a So Far Sounds. You came up and did that live. And it just felt so cool and so amazing to like be on stage together. I'd never thought in my life to combine like a romantic relationship, like a music.
Yeah, in a band, sure.
Me neither.
But so I mean, obviously many complications involved, but like the positive of having that energy and being able to like share those moments were huge. And the audience just started responding really differently. And people that had been like coming to my shows or listened for a long time were like, this is makes total sense. Like, this is what you should be doing. And so it just went from there. And we just started building more and more songs and arrangements around having like a duo vocal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you guys were able to work with Ben Harper on the record, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Tell me about that. How did you meet him, and how did that all start? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Let's see. His wife, Jack, is an old friend of mine, and so got their new house in Silver Lake. I had never really spent time around Ben, but Jack had us over for dinner, and Taylor was awesome and was like, "Hey, have you heard this new song, by the way, that Natalie wrote?" And I usually had kept that completely separate. I never wanted anybody to feel like, you have to listen to me. Like,
sure.
And so, but Taylor was awesome. And she was like, hey, let me grab your guitar. And like, you should play this new thing that you wrote. And as we were playing, Ben was like off like in another room and just came in and was like, who the fuck are you? And like, why don't I know
Where did
you?
you come from? Was like one thing that he said. What are you doing? Oh, and then after we finished, he was like, "What are you doing with this?" And we were like, "With what?" And he's like, "With this, with you guys." And then we had like a friend of Natalie's, Aaron Embry, who wanted to do some stuff with us in Ojai. Is that how you pronounce it?
He was
Ojai, California. Yeah.
Yes, but
Aaron, he's a piano player. Elliott Smith, and was in Edward Sharpe.
Oh, wow.
Extraordinary musician. So we were planning to record an EP together, and that had just fallen through because of moving and money and stuff like that. And so Ben came out of nowhere. I was like, well, can I produce you guys? And we're like, yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, let me think
sure,
about
why
it.
And it was supposed to be like 3 acoustic songs, like super plain, like come into the Carriage House, which is Sheldon Gomberg's studio up in Silver Lake, who's like the greatest person in the world.
Love that man.
And so we were just gonna do a few songs, but he was like, what else do you play with this track? And I was like, well, I have this trumpet line and this French horn line and this stuff. And so he started bringing in musicians to do what we would do live. And he got really excited about it, would jump on piano with me, would jump on keyboards, bass, slide guitar, played slide all over it. And so he just got super collaborative in the whole thing. And it went from that to 5 songs to then him shopping the record around, getting us a deal at Anti, and then us record with him.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had a play at Hotel Cafe. We had a show that Andy came out to, who's the owner of or president of Anti, and he saw us and he was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get why Ben asked me to be here. And that was really, really cool.
Wow. I can't imagine. Anti is such a rad label. I mean, it's a part of Epitaph, and just the roster that label has is insane as well. So wow, what a cool experience.
Yeah, Andy was hilarious. Like, you know, I came here to like do Ben a favor because like I didn't, you know, and then he was like, but this is amazing, and he like went with us 3 hours the next day and like really got his whole label to come out and see us do like another showcase, and it was really neat. Yeah, they're
Wow.
really cool people.
And so so did you have the record done and that's what he was shopping to them, or was it just a piece of it?
We had
For
a,
the most part, we had everyone, but like I think like just a few songs left.
I think we had 6 out of 11, so we had to do the rest of the. They were debating whether to release it just as an EP, like they're kind of doing now. They ended up splitting it, and they're doing an EP and then the full record.
Because of the pandemic.
Ah.
Yeah, because we were supposed to do a tour this summer, and then we were going to be playing in like other cool places like Japan. Natalie hooked us up with like a really cool booking agent that was going to do like a 5-city in Japan thing.
Oh,
and
wow.
that was all supposed to be from like April to July of this year, and we've just been home in quarantine.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So so you said the record is it done now? It's finished, but just.
Oh yeah. Now we're just waiting. The EP with 5 of the songs come out August 28th.
August. Yeah.
Full LP comes out April 2nd of next year. They moved it.
Oh, very cool. Are you excited to drop the EP?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff on that. I'm excited that like we have music out finally. Like this has been a really long process. I mean, you know how the overnight whatever is actually like 5 years in the making.
Yeah,
It
right.
definitely feels like that because we met Ben in I think 2018, 2017. So we've been working music and doing all this stuff for this one record for like the last 3-4 years. So
Wow.
we're definitely excited that it gets like to have space and a life, and most importantly to me, other people get to like hear it and hear our stories and like be moved to it the same way I was moved to it when Natalie was first singing me the songs before I was even a part of Hey King.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, my wife is like obsessed with the video for Half Alive. It's awesome. Like she saw it, and she's like, "You have to watch this like right now." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'll watch in a minute." No,
No.
she forced me to sit and watch it. And I'm stoked she did. It's such a rad video. Did you shoot that during the lockdown?
We did it like a week before it was due.
We got scammed actually. So our original idea was going to be Natalie and I doing like a very like small part of it, and we were going to have 2 dancers doing a lyrical dance movement, like a man and a woman partner dance to it. Anyways, we found out that the person that we had been communicating with for this specific dancer was their email was hacked, and we were actually talking to scam artists the whole time while we were getting the contract in, while we were getting the shooting dates in, while we were getting all the rates in. Yeah, so that sucked. And then his real agent reaches out to us, and it's like, hey, so if you've been communicating with my client, he's actually not in town this month, and I apologize if anything like has happened. Hopefully no money has been whatever. And luckily it hadn't been, but then we were already locked in a location because my friend owns Envision 8 Studios, and him and I are like really close because I'll like act in some of his projects or like help him out, and like he'll help me out. And so that really cool white psych room is all located in Burbank, and it's like, and he's open right now, but like he's really good with like doing sanitation afterwards, making sure everyone has like all the like PPE gear that they need, like everything is like SAG level even though you're non-union. So that was really cool, like having a safe space to shoot during a pandemic. But what wasn't cool was we had to redo the whole concept idea for the music video
because now you don't have 2 dancers, right?
Yeah.
So we brought in the paint, all that. It was all come up with like in 24 hours, and we ended up pulling it off with like a 4-person crew. It was just Taylor and I directing, and then John Orphan DPing it, who's amazing and has done a bunch of films with Taylor.
Love that guy. Love him.
So this was all shot with 4 people, you said? The whole day?
So the DP, gosh. Natalie and I, and then one of our friends Jessie Black, who I play a twin of in like something that she's working on, but like she was available and down. And so what ended up like starting off as a, oh, can you just like kind of, what is it? PA? Can you just like PA the set? And then she ended up doing like everything from DIT work with the footage to like throwing the stuff, like helping us with the paint. And it was just a really fun collaborative explosion of a mess.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love like the reverse shots that you like of like
I knew it.
I didn't say no to it. Yeah,
I just learned a few things of Premiere. Like we've been editing a lot of like our own films together. Some of them are narrative, some of them are mockumentary. We just like to make things
sure.
and tell funny and weird stories. But yeah, the reverse shots, I was like, every single time Natalie has described this song musically, she always talks about how when she's doing the snare drums in the studio, they used only reverse clips of that audio. So
yeah. It's like and they do that too with cymbals too, like, right? The sound is kind of like a reverse cymbal.
Like snare tracks on that and then have them reverse it all, and that's the main song.
That's crazy. Wow.
So that,
But the reverse, like on this, when you hit the drum too, and it's like, I love it. It's so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I can't believe that you guys shot that with very little amount of help. It looks like a full-on
Natalie and I edited
$50,000 production.
Yeah. No, we were the editors and the directors, and then like I did like all the like shot list with Natalie, and then she did like the production breakdown, like the budget breakdown for the label, and we were just, it was really, really fun. And also working with a deadline it's scary sometimes, but it produces some really great things because you're forced to come up with creative solutions for whatever problems that you come against, like doing it. So yeah, it kind of sucked that we didn't have a lot of time to reconceptualize this music video idea, but it was really not that bad because we were able to come up with something that was not only simple but like really aesthetically beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were probably stoked when they saw it. The label.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have other videos? I know you have other videos out, but do you have other videos that you had completed that you're waiting on, or like that you had to shoot during quarantine?
But all of the music videos we have out so far are all done during quarantine, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first one, Don't Let Me Get Away, we had cut together this amazing video of footage that we'd done when we were on tour. So we played in front of incredible, like 5,000 person plus crowds, like all over the United States and Canada with Ben. As his opener, he took us on the road for 3 days.
Wow.
Right. It was really fun. And I made sure to like call in all my favors. I joined a lot of forums for like students in cinematic arts / new media programs for whatever like town that we were playing in, and then I would hire them for the day and give them like an all access pass for like, hey, for our set you can go wherever you want on the stage, but I need the footage afterwards.
Right. Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah. And so we got really cool footage and we put this entire thing together for Don't Let Me Get Away. And the label called, I think it was like maybe 4 days before it was due. And they were like, yeah, this is really cool. Can you guys save this and do something like a lot more intimate for like this first song and like do it over from scratch? And we're like, oh, like
it's a yes and life, just yes and next. Like,
have a side job with, we assist Alki David, who's an amazing, crazy man. And he has a in Malibu on the water, and so he let us come over at like 6 a.m. and film all of Don't Let Me Get Away on the beach, and then he started taking his drone out and like shooting crazy things of us. I think he shot for like an hour, but he was really hot. Press record like 3 times, so we had about 4 minutes.
Oh,
so that's all the footage of you on the beach singing?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa.
We have the real-timed footage. So we, in real time, before we slowed it by 30 frames per second, she's singing it in like ×2 the speed of the song. So Natalie's like like, don't let me get away with it. Don't let me get away.
Oh yeah.
She
And then
sounds
you
like a chipmunk. Yeah.
and then you just slow it down so you're like so it matches the music
now
then.
you get the waves and the look of like that slow motion feel that
Mhm.
match up. So that was like a really fun random project. And then the second single that came out was Lucky. And we
Mhm.
ended up using like a ton of home footage we found these videos from my mom's childhood in Montreal with like her sisters. And then we had some footage of Taylor as a kid and me as a kid. And we kind of made this ridiculous, it's probably my favorite thing that we've ever done.
I
And
like it. I've seen that one too, and you kind of like messed up the footage so it looks like
yeah.
yeah, like
So
all
it's messed up on its own. It's from the 50s.
Yeah, we filmed it on our cameras on the television. So it's kind of
Oh, okay. Wow. That's like okay. It's like its
but
own kind of cool effect that you guys created just filming the TV.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But that was a blast, and I just find it like the most. I cry every time I watch it because it's so sentimental. I'm like,
And the song is so sentimental. And I felt like it can be interpreted as a love song for sure. But I always, for me, Lucky is about like telling your younger self that you're going to be okay. Like, I don't know. It's a really powerful thing. And then your grandfather is in it, who was your dad figure throughout your life. And that was really precious.
yeah, there's a really nice shot of him at the end that we snuck in, and then you put my childhood singing. She found a video of me singing as a little kid and stuck it on the end without telling me.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
do you have other videos in the works, or is that kind of going to be it for
No, for the EP we're working on because one of the EP tracks is a cover of the Animal song "We Gotta Get Out of This Place."
Oh,
But
okay.
we got the amazing opportunity to actually record this track with Eric Burden of the Animals.
Really?
Yes.
How did you do that?
The universe. I don't know.
That's
It was
crazy.
so awesome. It was so awesome.
And really loved it, and his wife came out to a show and they talked about it, and he was like, because they asked us any song that we would want to cover, what would you do? They wanted to cover for the EP, and we just loved the Animals and like wanted to do the classic. And so Eric Burden was like, well, can I jump on it and sing too? And like and we're like, fuck yes. So it was crazy. Oh my god, it was a blast. He's a fucking legend. It was amazing.
And he sounds so good. I don't know what he does. He just did like one of these right before he went up to sing, and he sang so well. Oh, it was so insane. It was insane. That man.
Video of me hearing him sing for the first time live, where like I'm just trying to film it, but I think my brother was filming me from behind, and I like turned around and I'm just like, what the hell was that? I have the stupidest face I've ever had on, but I was just so like he's fucking singing here in Capitol Records, like killing it. It was
is that where you recorded the song? Because I saw on your Instagram you have the photo in front of the studio, the Capitol Records studio. But I was wondering because you were talking about recording the record in Silver Lake, right?
Yeah, we only did one song at Capitol, and that was the cover for "We Got to Get Out of This Place."
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Was it cool being in that? I'm sure it would have been. It was awesome being in that studio and everything in the building.
Intimidating, terrifying, and exciting, and exactly how it was supposed to like go. Like there's nowhere else that you should be singing "We Got to Get Out of This Place."
Yeah.
Really cool because we had been there for I went there once as a little to try to give them music, and they threw it. But like ringing doorbells. I mean, like, can I give this CD to somebody?
That's cool.
We met our manager. They also managed Ringo Starr, which is really cool, and they took us to his birthday party at Capitol Records about 6 months before we ended up doing a song there. And so we were kind of in awe walking around this birthday party with like the most insane fucking people I've ever seen in my life, and being like, oh, okay, like this is amazing. Like I wonder if we'll ever be able to record here. And then like boom, like 6 months later, we're in there like with our band and our stuff, like doing this amazing thing. It was really, I don't know, it was really cool.
And Natalie arranged all of it. So I'm I'm gonna whatever. I wasn't that familiar with the song We Gotta Get Out of This Place before we started like singing it and practicing it. And I started singing the one Animal song I am super familiar with is Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood.
Yeah.
While because she was just kind of playing it on the guitar and we were practicing, and I started singing, "Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood." And then Natalie was like, "Oh my God, I have an idea." And then she started arranging for the whole outro of our cover. You're gonna hear several different Animal like nods, whether it's in like our bass line or our piano line or our vocal lines. We're gonna like pay like a nod to a lot of different Animal songs.
That's awesome.
Like, We Gotta Get Out of This Place, Please Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. What's
House
it
of
called?
the Rising
It's my
Sun.
life, and I do what I want.
Oh, It's My Life. Yeah.
We actually had him sing House of the Rising Sun for the ending of it, and then the label and him like decided to just like
We
make
can't
it.
afford that.
Right. I was gonna say that's like their biggest song ever.
Yeah, we couldn't afford that yet.
They're like, let me get back to you. That's gonna cost you a couple $100,000. Wow, what a crazy experience though to be at Capitol Records. I'm going to Ringo Starr's birthday party alone. I would have been like, oh, my life's complete.
That
right?
was
Yeah.
like
Wait,
Peter.
right after Ringo's birthday party at Capitol Records, though, I went because I had Anime Los Angeles tickets.
Yeah.
So I was there the day before, and then right afterwards, Natalie was like, "So are you ready to go home?" And I was like, "I brought my cosplays in the car. I'm ready to go from this amazing experience to another one. Let's keep partying." So yeah.
Dressed up. Oh, Violet Evergarden, right? We went from Ringo like dressed up for this birthday party to like you switching.
Riza Hawkeye, Full Metal Alchemist, but I love you. Yeah, it was Riza. It was my favorite. My favorite.
That's awesome. Like Peter Jackson and Rilo Kiley and David Lynch and like so many fascinating people there. It was really cool.
My God, that's crazy.
That was an insane day.
Was Paul McCartney there?
He wasn't. We're actually supposed to play at his next one, but they canceled it this year because of the pandemic. But hopefully next year they do like a thing for him every year.
Paul McCartney?
No, Ringo.
Ringo's birthday next year.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to be your roadie. Let me carry something.
Right now it's just pretty much stay at home. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, okay. So you guys are recording an EP, which ended up turning into a full record. Was it hard to decide on what songs were going to go out on the EP and then what you're going to hold back for the album? One
was difficult because we wrote one specifically to end the album, and then Ben didn't like it. But Natalie, well, no, it's not that he didn't like it. I don't know what happened, but we didn't use that one. But what was really cool was when we were playing it on tour with him, we got written up about by Vancouver Weekly when we were playing in Vancouver with him, and they wrote specifically about that song. So it's definitely gonna be on another Hey King album EP. We might even just like leak it since like we have like the recordings of it. But it's one of my all-time favorite songs. It's called This Is My Guitar. It exists, but just in our heads right now.
But speaking of the EP and the record, I think their thought process was, what happened a lot was when we were on the road for the first year, we had a lot of like mid-tempo-y kind of singer-songwriter-y songs. And it's like higher energy stuff when we were on stage because you're playing for 45 minutes and you're like, I need to keep my energy up. And so we came home and started writing all of these like bigger, like more indie rock type songs. I don't know how to categorize them. And we finished the album. There's a lot of those on the full thing. And I think the label's thought was like, let's put out more of the ballads and the more intimate songs first, and then come out with like Road Rage and Sorry and like these bigger songs for the LP. So we're I'm excited to get the EP out, but like we're so freaking excited for the record because I feel like that much
more excited for the LP than the EP, my opinion. But like that's just because like a lot of like our
things.
And I'm more excited to like make the music video for Road Rage, make the music video for Sorry. Like that's all like I'm thinking of is like visuals for these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so explosive. I don't know. And they're really I can't wait for you to hear them.
I'm excited. I love what you're doing so far. So,
The song's Road Rage, where Rachel True from The Craft reached out to us and she asked if she could direct like one of our tracks coming up. And so
wow.
idea of like trying to harass Perugia Falk and get Rachel and then like Taylor and I to do some like ridiculous like 90s like craft style homage to that song.
That's
so
awesome.
See if that happens.
Yeah. I did read that you guys, when it's just the two of you as far as the band goes, but when you tour, you have like an 8-piece group. Like, tell me about this band you guys tour with.
We have an amazing band, and like Taylor and I are at the core of it for sure, but our live band is Corey Wickline, who plays trumpet and xylophone for us. So he plays like both at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize like at the beginning, I think I wrote a lot of what you would write for like lead guitar lines as like trumpet lines. So it's just a much more triumphant thing. And he's amazing. He's been playing with us for years. And then Zach Andrews is our bass player. And then we have Rebecca and Oliver. They are actually, Oliver is Ben's drummer for Innocent Criminals.
Oh, okay.
That's when we got on the road and asked if he could play with us. It was like fucking honor. And we have a wife who is a violinist, and she's incredible. And so they're a huge part of our band now also. And then we have a French horn player that we play with, Laura. She jumps on a lot, and it's a blast. But
that's cool. Is it hard to kind of orchestrate that? Because you're the two main, people, and then trying to teach 8 other people what's going on.
Music written for all of the trumpet, French horn, and violins, and Taylor plays drums, of course, also. And so anytime that we want to do like a different version of the show, we can just give the sheet music to players. We have like a French horn player in Vancouver who's done like all the North with us, and we have one in Tucson who's played some things with us. And so we can we wanted to make sure we can present ourselves the way that we hear the music, but also if we get lucky enough to go on like radio tours or go to the UK and we can't afford to bring an entire band, that we can always put together.
The sheet music is very essential. Sometimes what we'll do is if like we can't bring everyone along, we have everything written out in parts. So we'll go the day like before the show, we'll like kind of not audition, but like after like meeting these people like through the internet, we'll be like, hey, let's see with like how you sound running through all the tracks. Mm-hmm. If they do it, that's great. If not, we still like invite them to the show with like free tickets for them and their friends and family.
That's cool.
But like most of them, we've gotten really lucky with some extraordinary players that we've just met day before our show.
Wow. And do you both sight read? How did you get the sheet music?
No. I'm similar to Ben. I can play and write for every instrument, but I cannot read anything. I can't read guitar, piano, nothing. And so it's all written MIDI, and then I pay players to sit down and like make sure that whatever I wrote in like finale makes sense, and they'll tweak it.
Okay.
And then that's how we have the tracks. But,
well, that makes sense. Yeah, I know a lot of musicians don't. The singer-songwriter people don't read music like sight read. It's like like a lot of the classically trained people can sight read, but it's interesting how that is. You could have a musician that's like one of the top tiering people, and they're like, I can't read the music, but I can write amazing songs.
I've met people who have like been really creative and then taken so many classes on the professional level, and then lost a lot of their creativity because they're overthinking every single choice they're making in terms of like what it is. Like,
right. Yeah. Like theory goes, and that shouldn't really work. That note shouldn't really go with that note, but it's like one of those things where it sounds good, so I don't really care. But then the classically trained person might be like, none, that's not how it goes type. Yeah. It's really interesting. Well, thank you guys so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. I can't wait to hear the record. And then you said you had a tour plan that got kind of shelved,
Right now, I
obviously.
think we're with the rest of the musicians around the world, or at least in our country, where it's like we're just kind of waiting until we figure this out. But yeah,
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll be, playing the album out and singing it.
sure.
But
What
yeah.
about like live streaming stuff? Have you done that?
we've done a couple live stream concerts. We posted the last two of our live stream concerts on our Instagram. We have an Instagram. What is it? The
Instagram
video?
TV,
Yes,
IGTV.
IGTV. Thank you. And so if you
Okay.
want to check that out, like we posted like 2 of the 5 songs that we did for a set for Denver. What was it? We were supposed to have a show tonight.
Yeah. Oh crap! I forget the thing.
Yeah, but we've done that a couple times, and then the DP that we worked with for the music video of Half Alive is like is yelling at us to like have him record a live set in Joshua Tree for some reason. He really wants to record us like as the sun goes down, playing like some songs, like playing like a small set live.
Oh, cool. Like go set up out in the desert and then just play during like sunset and what like put that out as a recording.
Exactly.
Yeah, he really wants to do that, and I think that would be really lovely if we can just figure it out.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. So like, but like this, what about as far as like the live streams on Instagram and stuff? Do you enjoy doing those? Or are they just kind of, is it weird?
I
Like
think
to
it's
play to the
for
computer?
me, at least. I don't know how to talk for Natalie, but it's just really like even this interview right now, like I feel like you're in this box. You're real, like, and I can tell myself that you're real, but I don't know. Playing music on this box isn't really the same like energy and I don't know. It's a life of its own, definitely, but I don't know if that's I'm not that good at it.
Play music because you want to like share a story, and then there's people like that play music because they want to connect with people. And for us, like going on the road or just playing local shows or whatever, so much about like having that human connection. Mostly because we're introverts, and the only person I see like 99% of the time is Taylor.
Yeah. This quarantine was fine until it affected like our music.
Right. That's the same with us. It's like, well, we don't go out and do anything anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So aside from the music, I mean, this is very normal life for us, but musically, like it's hard to miss that, like that genuine interaction with other people. That's
yeah. That's what I've been hearing. It's just hard to kind of read. You can't really read the room, so to speak. You're just like, okay, I'm going to play and hopefully you guys like it.
Maybe if we put the full band in one room, because right now we do it remotely also. That's too, I don't want to put any of our bandmates in danger in case anybody's not feeling good, to put like 7 people in a tight room. And we miss it to do it anyway. So yeah, once we're able to do that, I think it'll be a little different because you feed off everybody's energy.
Well, yeah, I can't wait to hear the record, and obviously once this all blows over, we'll definitely be at your show. And it's rad that you guys are from right here in San Diego. I mean, that's cooler.
We're up in LA, like we live up there full time, but we come down there a lot, and we played the Casbah and like stuff like that. It'd be fun.
Really?
To come down and do something. Yeah.
That would be. That's my favorite venue here in San Diego. Hopefully,
Nice.
Favorite show you? I know you have to go, but
I'm sorry.
What's your favorite show that you've seen at the Casbah?
Oh, my favorite show at the Casbah. Huh. I saw the guy I'm trying to think. What is my favorite show I've seen there? I don't have any of the cool like Nirvana or Foo Fighters ones like some people have, White Stripes, but I've seen, I don't know, like who did I see there recently? You saw Cursive there recently, and like Bayside. I like, who else did I see?
Yeah, Blackheart Procession there.
Oh yeah, local. Those guys are local here too.
Of them.
And who else is like Pinback? They're cool.
Ooh, nice.
There.
Nice.
I'm trying to think who else. But yeah, I don't know. I love that venue. It's so rad. It's so good. So whenever a band that's I really like is coming to San Diego and they're playing there, I'm there. So
Tell your wife you have to do karaoke together. I remember on her bio that she sings karaoke.
she does. She would that's like her favorite thing. That's her jam. So yeah,
We
let's
go
do it.
in Escondido. Have you ever been to the Cowshed?
No, I've been to the Cowshed, but I don't know that they do. The one off of that's like in San Marcos area.
Yeah.
Okay.
That place has the most ridiculous karaoke ever. So we'll let you know when we come down. Well,
Yes, would love to go there. We're very close. We're in Rancho Bernardo, so let's do it.
What?
You did Eminem at the Cowshed and scared everybody because it's
Yes. Yes, I
what
did.
Eminem did you? What song?
I think
Lose
I did
Yourself?
like no, I did like the Rihanna one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Can't remember the
cool.
name right now, but I love Eminem. He's my boy.
Well, yeah,
And it's
definitely.
fun, like with karaoke, you can just like not be contained by genres or whatever labels. You can just like sing whatever you want, from like Eminem to Kesha to like Peter, Paul, and Mary. I love throwing down some Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Aww.
What are your go-to karaoke jams?
Mine are like weird classic, like I Will Always Love You. And God, what did I do? Oh, Wind Beneath My Wings is super lame, and I like doing that.
She won it. What she's not telling you is this girl has won $1,000 at a karaoke competition once. Doing I Will Always Love You, and what was that song from The Greatest Showman where you did the like super high belts?
Never Enough.
Never Enough from Greatest Showman. She won with those two songs. She won $1,000 at a competition in Hollywood where there was like 100 people competing. She was awesome.
Wow, that must have been recently if you did the Greatest Showman.
Yeah,
That was last winter, right?
yeah, less than a year ago.
That's cool. So you're one of the people at karaoke that shows up and picks the really difficult songs and can actually hit the notes.
Because it's fun.
Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I embarrass myself in front of random people, but like
20 drunk people at the cowshed.
Gosh, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, yes, we're going to the cowshed with you guys when this all lets up. And I have one more question for you. I want to know if you both have any advice for aspiring artists.
Taylor?
Natalie, I love what you say. Please say it.
Hey.
You say it to me all the time because I'm one of those like tormented artists. Like 1 week I'll be fine, and then the next month I'll be like, I mean nothing. I can't get out of bed. My art doesn't matter. Why am I even doing this? Like I'd rather die. Like I'm really like the smile is a lot. But Natalie is always such a solid, because like she just reminds herself all the time that it's please say what you tell me when I'm in turmoil.
I'm trying to remember how I say it, but I mean I just think that vulnerability is everything, and that it's like it's your power. And so definitely don't change for anybody. Like when you have a vision and you have like you feel that personal idea that you have like a mission and a story to tell, then like the people that are supposed to hear it are going to come out and hear it someday. Like you just keep going. You're going to get a shit ton of no's. I've gotten rejected left and right in this world. I think every single person has. But if you just, I don't know, just stick to being as vulnerable and like as true to yourself as possible, like you'll end up finding the audience that's supposed to hear you, you know, the people that are going to be like reached by what it is that you feel like you need to say. So
I love that. Was that what you're looking for, Taylor?
Yes, vulnerability is a superpower.
Bringing it backward.